Welcome back everyone, hope you're all doing well. In this video, I'll be teaching you a fireball attack using the most overpowered troop. More overpowered than any WWE troops. That's right, it is the Dept Collector. In this guide, I'll be teaching you the fireball Mass Dept Collector attack. So let's jump into the army. This is what I've cooked up. Now because we're doing a fireball, then we need to have a Warden Charge. Therefore, I have 5 healers and 3 Cocoloons just to protect the healers from any air traps. Now once the fireball's sent, I also have a Flame Flinger. That way you can take out a certain part of the base. After I got 2 wall breakers to help my heroes to enter the base as well as the other troops. I got 1 dragon, 1 baby dragon, 1 yeti, and 2 valkyries to do some cleanups, and for the valkyrie to help the warden clear off any types of skeleton traps in case there are many around it. And we have the star of the show, the strongest troop in the game. It is the Dept Collector. Look at its stats. This is just amazing. 300 HP. Wow. This is a lot of HP. He can survive for a very long time. Damage per second, 85. That's almost like a wizard. That's almost like the wizard's damage. Yeah, very close. And it's very fast. 16 speed. It's almost like a minion. He's very, very fast. Let's check for comparison. Yeah, 32 and 16. You know, it's the same thing at this point. So they're very overpowered. They're very strong. They help to clear off the base in a very fast speed, especially for a fireball attack. Supercell really gave us a treat with this event troop. Now, I have, of course, 3 headhunters, just in case there are any pesky enemy heroes. I have 1 ice golem, staying for my hero dive, for my king and my queen, and 2 archers to help clear off any types of building on the side. And also to test traps like Tesla or skeleton traps in case there are any that spawns near the warden or the flame flinger. Now for the spells, I have 4 invisibility spells. You can use 3, but I think 4 is the safest play. 2 earthquakes, and this to pair with the level 21 fireball right here. I have 1 rage spell to boost the healing for my healers on my Grand Warden, just in case he's taking a lot of fire damage. Just in case he's taking a lot of fire, I got 2 skeleton spells. That would help to mitigate a lot of damage by disabling the geared up defenses, the monolith, etc. And 1 free spell just in case there are any miscellaneous effects on the field, like a single inferno targeting one of my heroes. So like I said before, I'm going to use the flame flinger. For my CC, I have 3 yetis. Actually, no, that's the wrong CC. Sorry. For my CC, I have 4 super minions, 1 balloon to test for any air traps, and a minion to fill up the 2 remaining space. Obviously, I have 1 more rage just in case I need to rage up either my heroes. If I don't need to rage my heroes, I can rage my warden. Then I have a poison spell to help for any enemy CC. For my heroes, for my king, it's because I'm doing a hero dive, I want as much value as possible. Therefore, I'm going to put the phoenix with the king so that way he revives and destroys few other buildings while still tanking for the queen, which is going to be behind him. I have the earthquake boots to open the compartments for my king and for my queen, and the spiky ball to destroy and cripple other defenses around. For the queen, I have paired her with Frosty. The 3 frost mites will really help to mitigate a lot of damage from defenses by slowing them down. I have 3 healers just in case I need to keep my queen alive, and I have an action figure to create more tanking overall. You can also switch the action figure for the mirror, but I like the action figure more because it's like spawning a mini hero. For the warden, because we're doing a fireball, I'm going to use the rage gem and the fireball. Now obviously I put Sneezy so that she spawns the boogers and protects the healers for any airbound trap. If you don't have Sneezy, pair the warden with the unicorn. It's going to increase the healing much better. And last but not least, I have the RC with the rocket spear and the electro boots, as well as the Spirit Fox. The Spirit Fox is a very good classic and a very good combo with the RC. It's going to survive for a very long time. The electro boost is to clear off any types of trash building around when she's targeting some good defenses, as well as clearing off any skeleton traps. And the rocket spear is to help and destroy defenses like the ricochet cannon from a very long distance so that she doesn't get targeted by it. Therefore, she lives for a longer period of time because it's very valuable. So that's the army comp. I know it's extremely powerful with the event troop being the Dept Collector, but that being said, let's jump into planning. Now, because this is a fireball attack, it's going to be quite tricky. But because we're using the Dept Collector, which is the strongest troop in the game, well, you don't have to worry too much. First of all, you want to see where you can get as much value as possible. And I believe I see one place, and this is the core. I believe the core has the most value. 2 scatter shots, the new defense, 2 air sweepers. You don't really care about the air sweepers for this attack, but 2 fire spitters right here. And I think you can hit the Clank Castle. I'm not sure about it, but if you want to hit the Clank Castle, you can always target this this multi-inferno tower. If you don't really care about the clan castle, then hit this rich spell tower. But if you care about this clan castle, then hit this multi-inferno tower. So for example, let's hit, actually, you know what? Let's hit the clan castle, alright? So our example is going to be this multi-inferno tower. So what you want to do is either send your warden here or on the other side. I'm going to choose this side because why not? Now you need to clear off some defenses before putting some invisibility spells. So I can put either a baby dragons right here or a Valkyrie because I have two, or maybe a Yeti. I think that's going to be very helpful, especially with this ground X-bow that's been cleared off. You got this one cleared off. You got this defense as well. This 2 defense. And then after, once those 4 defenses are cleared off, you can start putting your invisibility spells. One right here, one right here, one there, and one there. And then after, hopefully the fireball targets here. But you should be careful actually. Actually, no, I retake that. You need to invis right here. And before you throw your fireball, you need to take down this mortar. Very important. So those 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 defenses needs to go down. And then after you invis those 4 buildings, then after, depending on which position you are, the fireball might go either on this spell tower or this multi-inferno tower, which honestly both gives good value. So you shouldn't be too worried about it. The fireball gets thrown. Let's say it hits this multi-inferno tower, then all of this area is completely gone. So the core is completely destroyed except for this new defense, but you shouldn't worry about it too much. Once the fireball is established, then you want to also check for the flame flamer positioning. So where do you want to put your flame flamer? And I'm seeing 2 spots. I could send it in this direction or on top right here. Now I think the best position should be on this area because here you got 2 mortars and those can be dangerous. So what I recommend is that I put the flame flamer right here. Then after I put a Valkyrie on this side, or baby dragon, but actually no, put a Valkyrie on this bomb tower, destroy it very fast. Then after, it's going to target either this ricochet cannon or this mortar. Very important that you need to place other Valkyries, not too close of course, so that the ricochet cannon hits it and ricochets on the flame flamer. So be careful with it. So you want to place your, let's say, flame flamer right here, going to destroy those buildings. And after, once it comes close here, you can place a Valkyrie on the ground and it's going to take the aggro and you can take it down before the Valkyrie dies. And then after, you can clear off some defenses around. Keep 1 Valkyrie just in case some skeleton traps pop off and targets the flame flamer. You want to remove them as fast as possible. They're very dangerous. So the flame flamer is able to take out this part of the base and many more with the super minion in the flame flamer. Then after, you want to send your heroes. And frankly, you got 2 places, either from the bottom where you can take out this town hall compartment or from the top where you get more value. Now obviously I think you want to get more value, so you want to send your hero on the top. So you send a nice golem with your heroes, your king, your queen. They're going to clear off this area. Send some dept collectors to destroy those trash buildings. They're going to do it very quickly. Make sure that either they take their aggro to distract for your heroes or to destroy the buildings. But either way, they're very strong, they're very fast, they do a lot of damage on those resources buildings. So you shouldn't worry too much. Place some of them here around with your heroes and this part would be clear. Then after, they're going to walk here inside. And now the last remaining compartment will be the town hall. And honestly, just send your RC. If your heroes need a little bit of help, you can send your RC with your hero dive, the king and the queen, or you can send her at the bottom where she can actually triggers this invisibility spell. Now that being said, once she triggers it, you want to send a lot of dept collectors once all the heroes comes in. That way they distract and they deal a lot of damage, especially on the town hall or the trash building, like this one or this one. Make sure during the attack as well to place some dept collectors on the side. That way they can destroy those trash buildings quite fast and accelerate tremendously your attack. They do fast cleanup. Once everything is down, then it's all about destroying the remaining buildings and trash buildings, and they are good at cleaning up. So that's the plan. Very simple. Quick fireball to get as much value as possible. Then your flame flinger, you need to find a safe spot for it. Then after, you need to send your hero for the hero dive. Then after, you need to send your RC either for your hero dive or to basically to support them or your flame flinger. Honestly, I don't recommend to put it either with your warden or the flame flinger. I'd say either with your main hero dive with the king and queen or alone to deal with one compartment. So that way it creates a bit of pathing. But in this scenario, you want to hit it on the town hall compartment to trigger the invisibility spell, and then after destroy this compartment with the mass dept collectors coming in from every holes of the base and destroying this town hall. It's going to be a massacre. It's going to be a bloodbath. It's not going to be pretty to see, at least for your opponent's point of view. But for you, you'll be drowning in richness with all the loot you've stolen. Now that being said, let's jump into attacks. I got 2 this time. As you can see, my equipments are quite low level. They're capped like in hard mode. And that's basically to show you guys how strong and powerful this attack is. Now, usually you'll have like 40 Dept Collectors, but in this event you got 10 more, meaning you have 50. This is a giant buff for this attack. It is extremely powerful. 40 is already good, but once you add 10 more, dude, it's just a bloodbath. It's so strong. So let's jump into it. So quick fireball, then after the flame flinger, then my hero dive, my RC, and then after during the attack I sprinkle some Dept Collectors, and in the end with my remaining I just drown the base with it. So let's jump into the attack. So a smaller Warden Charge with the Fireball. Then after I placed a Yeti on front just in case the Archer Tower was a little bit close to the side, meaning that could have targeted my Flamethrower. I think it would have been fine, but just in case, it's better to be safe than sorry. I've placed a Yeti just to tank, and then after my Flamethrower can destroy this building while she aggroes on my Yeti. So after clearing off a good chunk of the base with the Warden Charge and a little bit on this side with the Flame Flinger, I decided to send my hero dive with my King, Ice Golem, and my Queen inside this compartment and destroy this part. Now look at those. Those Dept Collectors completely obliterated those storage. It is insane how fast they are. They're extremely powerful. Look how fast they run. Yeah. I mean, I know it's 2 times speed, but you can still imagine how fast they are, right? They clean up fast, they run fast. Wow, it's an amazing troop. You can already see the giant potential. And I only use 5 of them. Imagine, I still have 45 left. That's to show how powerful they are. My Flame Flinger gets destroyed. My Arcer gets sent down there to assist my super minions to destroy this area. Then after, look at this. Just this area to destroy. And look at that. It's just over. Then after, I just send a big swarm of Dept Collectors to destroy all the buildings and all the storages. And to take all the damage and to mitigate a lot of damage. Earlier on, I sent some few Dept Collectors on top to mitigate damage from the multi-archer tower. It worked like a charm. Let's continue. Look at all that distraction that it's giving. Look at those Dept Collector. They're giving so much distraction. The enemy RC doesn't know what to do. She's targeting all of them. All these defenses are targeting on them. Look at them. Look at those Dept Collectors. They are carrying this attack. They're taking the aggro over and over again. And look at all the remaining heroes. Still all my 4 heroes alive. My King, my Queen. I mean, my Queen died, but I still have my King, my Warden, my RC. It's looking crushed, guys. And I still have the Giant alive. And all of those Dept Collectors coming in, swarming this area, destroying those buildings, and taking the aggro for all of your remaining troops to go in and destroy this remaining part of the base. That's why they're so strong and OP. They just distract forever. That was the first attack. Let's jump into the second one. This time, I've only brought 3 invisibility spells and I added 1 extra freeze. So same setup, I'm going to find the best value with the fireball. Then after, I'm just going to charge my Warden on one side with the Flamethrower on another side, maybe like on the opposite side or next to it. Then my hero dive is gonna come from another side with the RC coming off to clean the area and support them. And after, during the attack, I'm going to sprinkle a few Dept Collectors and the remaining is going to swarm the rest of the base. So let's jump in the attack. Look at that. There was a mortar right here. I sent the Yeti to tank it. The little Yeti mice are jumping on top of this mortar, as well as the flame flamer behind, targeting it and destroying it fast. Now, other than this X-Bone, which is on air mode, there's not a lot of threat in this area, and the flame flamer can get much more value. That's pretty good. I sent a wall breaker with my ice golem and a baby dragon right here to create a funnel for my heroes to get in the base. Now look at that. I'm sending some few depth collectors to clear off those buildings, those rush buildings, so that they stay focused inside and they can path inside instead of targeting the buildings outside. And look at that. They're taking a lot of aggro, meaning that you're mitigating a lot of damage for your king and your queen. I could have waited just a little bit, but just to show that it creates a lot of distraction. Now the warden and the queen was able to take down this town hall, and now all that's left is this area with the RC that can handle it. And then after it's just a swarm of all the depth collectors. They're going to destroy the base quite fast. They're going to create a lot of distractions. It's over. It's already over. And you still have one free spell and one invisibility spell. You see how strong this attack is. You see how strong the depth collectors are, creating so much distraction, destroying and clearing off the trash buildings extremely fast. Then after, they carry behind the hero. They're basically the star of the show. So that was the second super broken attack. You can see how strong they are. You can see how effective they are. And frankly, Supercell really gave us a treat right there with such an OP troop. In conclusion, obviously you guys probably know that I was very sarcastic when I say this troop is OP. Obviously this troop is really not good. It is very weak, extremely slow, doesn't survive that long. And for what it is, taking 4 space in the camp army, it's quite a lot. But that's just to showcase that the Fireball army with the Warden Charge, Hero Dive, and after the RC at the back is extremely powerful. Now pair that with Rocket Loons and you're pretty much tripling every types of bases. But yeah, that's just to show how viable you can make any troop. You can even make Barge viable using the Fireball strategy. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This little guy was not that serious, but it's also to showcase that the Fireball strategy with the Warden Charge is extremely powerful. If you like these types of videos, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next guide.